Forget pit stops, forget fuel management. It's pedal to the metal all the way here as we get ready for today's sprint. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday and he'll start from pole position. And Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Perez, Leclerc, Norris, Sainz, Russell, Tsunoda, Fernando Alonso, Hamilton, Stroll, Ricciardo, Albon, Zhou, Ocon, Kobayashi, Hülkenberg, Bottas, the owner driver, Gasly, Magnussen and Logan Sargent. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out.
Hello everybody!
To work our way up the field, but we need a good start. Keep it clean, okay?
Well, thank you to the engineer for so kindly interrupting the intro. Anyway, hello everybody, Joe here, and welcome to today's stream. And today we have for you F1 24 Equal Car Championship. The delayed stream from last night. I once again apologise for the delay. I sound like I work for the National Rail by saying that, but anyway, I feel like it's all they ever say. Anyway, just to reiterate how it all works, we have a sprint race and a feature race, both 100% in distance, so the sprint will be 23 laps, the feature will be 70. All cars are set to equal, so it's the drivers that make the difference. So, yeah, it's 100% sprint, 100% race, and the 18 tracks were selected at random. This is round 7 of 18. So, without further ado, let's get this sprint underway. If you have any further questions, please ask in the chat. Like I said, all cars are set to equal, so you will see some odd names popping up near the front from time to time. But we are underway for the sprint, and oh god, Nico! Jesus! That was a very slow getaway by Hülkenberg, and as such, I've got half a front wing now. I wonder that's going to affect me throughout this sprint. Again, thanks Hülkenberg! Why is it always him?
That front wing is going to need replacing.
All season! Whenever I've had an issue with... Oh gosh, this has been an absolutely horrific start. But every time I've had an issue with another driver, it has been Hülkenberg. And once again, the love-hate frenemy, whatever you want to call it, between Hülkenberg kicks off. So we now have 23 laps ahead in this sprint. We have moved up a couple of places. Guys, I'm a play F1 Challenge 99-02. Oh, that's cool. That is a really good game. I've played that a couple of times. Really fun to do. Right, well, it's all bunched up in front of me at the moment. Is asking what is here the link. Right, end of lap 1. Verstappen leading the way. And annoyingly, I have wing damage, so the car is absolutely screwed at this stage. And I've got Gasly trying to stick one up my inside. Lap 2 of 23. We're only in the sprint race, don't forget. We've still got the full Grand Prix to go. After this, it will directly follow.
Watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push.
Get past as quickly as I can. I play F1 Challenge too. Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. It's an awesome game. And now I've got Pierre Gasly going right after me here. And I'm going to have to try and not to hit Bottas. There is a little bit of contact, but nothing serious that'll wipe the car out. Bottas bloody hell, that Sauber's got some speed on the straight. Look at that as we now go into the last corner, and I got to go play this game. Bye-bye. Have fun, mate. Have fun. Right, now we're right up Hulkenberg's chuff. Always Hulkenberg, isn't it? He forced me off, and I went into him at the start. I don't know who backed him up, but everybody on my side of the grid was just backed up, and I wasn't ready for it. So, I don't know. I don't want to entirely lay the blame at Hulkenberg's door, but like I said, someone was backing everything up. And then when I try and go around the outside, I got run off the road by Hulkenberg. So, there's definitely a little rivalry there, isn't there? Lap 3 of 23. Gonna try and go around the outside of Hulkenberg. No way through there. I've also got to make sure that Bottas doesn't find a way through. You're not coming after me, Valtteri. It's not happening. I'm a little bit stuck here because Hulkenberg has got DRS on Sargent, and I'll be honest, I'm not feeling particularly brave going up against Hulkenberg because he tends to wipe me out. Oh, this is a cheeky look. Nope. And that actually really throws me off for the rest of the corner. And now I've got to watch out for Bottas again, because somehow that Sauber has a Concorde engine attached to it. So where is Zhou in all this? Because I'm not seeing him. I'm seeing Magnussen last, and we go for Hulkenberg. And we're not able to quite pull that off. That was more late braking rather than me trying to overtake him. That was me late braking and trying not to hit him, which is more than can be said for how he goes racing against me. Right, going around the outside of the chicane. Oh,
brilliant. Nice
that's
move.
beautiful. That is beautiful. Upper place, up into P18. Only 10 places to go if we want points, but no pressure, right? The front wing is slightly damaged as well, so we're going to be running with that until the end of the sprint. Oh, that was very late on the brakes. I thought we were going into Sargent then, but we didn't. And somehow setting a purple sector despite having damage. So the pace of the car looks fine. It's just, yeah, we're a little bit stuck at the end of the field we're in. I can see Verstappen and a McLaren pulling away. Are we going to send it up the inside of Sargent? We absolutely are. Logan, I'm right there. Never mind not knowing what a kilometre is, he doesn't know how to race properly. Zhou is ahead of Kobayashi. Oh, okay. I didn't see it on the map. Oh, I can see him now, yes. There's Sargent, Ocon, Kobayashi, and then there is Zhou. And that was a bit of a brave one that I'm not sure. Oh, okay, we got a better exit. I wasn't sure it was going to work, but it has worked. And we're now ahead of Logan Sargent. So we are up another place, and we have actually got a little bit of clear track in front of us now. But that's going to disappear quite quick because they are backing each other up a bit. I don't know if there's battles going ahead or what. Sargent's coming back at me as well. I am very much aware of this, but right now Sargent is not my major concern.
Okay, gap to the car ahead. 5
Oh,
seconds.
a couple of cars are locking up here. But look at that, we get right back up with them now as they back so much up into the hairpin. It's actually allowing me to gain up to about a second. But unfortunately, we're not close enough to get anything of DRS, so we're just going to have to bide our time a little bit here. I'm having to be careful with the overtake as well, but that's a purple middle sector. And there's a Ferrari that's at the front of this pack, or is it a Mercedes? I can't tell whether the Ferrari's actually pulled a little bit clear of this, or whether... Or whatever. Right, down the inside of Ocon! That was a late move, but we made it work. I was going to say whether the Ferrari pulled ahead or whether the Mercedes is actually closer than it appears. And in doing that, we had to overtake Ocon too. That's going to be wide. Missed the apex, but we'll get away with that. I do hope I can retain DRS as Ocon getting ready to have a look. Oh my god, I'm having to brake super early there because of just how much this backs up. And now we've got Kobayashi dead ahead. It's a shame we can't put some team orders in play here because I'm faster and I need to be ahead. Kamui, it's James. Would that work at all? I don't know. Well, Kobayashi's locked up there. Can we get round the outside? No. I love how the fact that he's got a different livery to me. He's got our original livery for this. And Kobayashi going defensive. Oh, look at this. Look at this now. We're perfectly close enough to have a look down the inside of the left hand. And Kobayashi tries to defend it. There is a bit of contact. And Ocon looks like he's going to follow us through. We do get ahead of Kobayashi though, but I do wish he'd made that one just a little bit easier on me because we are teammates and I was faster. Tyrannical leadership from Joe. Okay, no, it's the cars fighting in front of this pack are a Ferrari and a Red Bull, so I think it is the Ferrari backing things up. I don't know if he's got damage, but look, we're already 8 laps into this sprint. How time flies when you're enjoying yourself. We didn't catch up to this lot as much either in the hairpin, so they're all starting to settle into their own race. I'm in P15 running my own race. We've still got just about half of it to go. I'm surprised we're only in 15th. The amount of overtaking that's been done in this race. I could do with bagging more sprint points as well, because losing points here is what costs me in the long run. Right behind Joe now. Hello to anybody who's watching. I hope you're all having a fantastic week. If not, heartfelt apologies go out to you. And I hope that your week gets better. Right, now we're about ready to start thinking about attacking Joe in front. I mean, I'm using overtake, but again, this Sauber has got some legs on the straight, so it's going to be hard to get past. But we are back with the pack once again. I think the Ferrari and Red Bull that are at the front of this pack are repeatedly changing positions, and that's what's causing this little train, as it were. I'm surprised that we're doing as well as we're doing, though, considering we have got a little bit of damage thanks to Hulkenberg. I need to do a compilation of the Joe Hulkenberg rivalry. We'll call it Jolkenberg. As we now go to have go down the inside of Zhou Guan Yu, and you know what? I'm just going to slot right in here behind Albon and nearly lose the back of the car doing it. Everybody who's watching in the chat, I want to see hashtag Jolkenberg as Joe's trying to come back at me. I'm not having that. And we're actually set nicely up to have a go at Alex Albon here as well. In the Williams, gained 2 places for the price of 1. Down the inside, no! We've gone into him and furtherly damaged the wing. Albon not allowing me the space down the inside. I've hit the wall there. And surely now that is going to be a pit stop. The front wing, bouncing off the walls. I don't know why that particular mistake, but yeah, we're going to need to pit in. Although the car doesn't feel that bad. I feel like I want to wait and see if we get a safety car first before carrying on, although we're just losing positions here. I've made another mistake wide. Well, okay, now I'm going to need to change the wing. I've just whacked into Kobayashi, and I'm now going around the outside of Sargent. It never rains, but it pours. I know I've got damage to my front wing. I can see that I've got damage to my front wing. Thank you for pointing that out. Into the pits we go. Stone dead last. It's a miserable one. I thought we could get down the inside of Albon, but then he just didn't leave me any space up the inside. He just turned in. So I don't know what more I could have done there. But now we're back out on track. We're stone dead last, but I'm on fresh soft, so let's go ham for these next 12 laps, sorry. So we're just over halfway through. And obviously if we get a safety car, that'll work hugely in my favour, because I'll have nice, soft, fresh tyres to go to the end. So, although to be fair, if we do get a safety car, I might just pit again, so that I can guarantee the freshest rubber. This is where I gain most of the time. In the hairpin, under brakes. That 12 or 23 in this sprint race has gone entirely wrong. I'm now racing at the back after hitting the barrier, hitting Albon and then hitting another car and hitting the wall as well. I hit Albon and then I went wide here, hit the wall, bounced off and hit the other wall. Now we're back running, but of course we are right at the back now. And it's going to be very difficult, I think, to make any kind of real gain in position from here. But we've still got 11 laps to the end, so not ruling anything out. But it's highly unlikely that we're going to make anything from this sprint now. Magnussen is 15 seconds in front, but we are gaining quite quickly on him. I don't think it's really going to be quick enough to have any real impact there. So the original fastest lap was a 1:12 something. We've just done a 1:11.5, so at least there's one thing we have guaranteed, and that's the fastest lap. That's one for pride more than anything, but I don't think anyone's going to beat that time. So anyone in the chat, if you have any questions, please, or you just want to chat, let me know. I don't bite. Even if you want to, I'm an engaged man. Bang! bang over the curves. I tell you what,
Okay,
we are going for it.
The car ahead by 13.5 seconds.
We're 13, we're now 12.8 behind Magnussen, so the gap, it's coming down relatively quickly, but at the same time, I think ideally we do need some form of drama up ahead to really be able to move forwards. Otherwise, I think we are in the end position for this sprint. A 1:11.9, that's still good pace. I just want to get this gap down to Magnussen. If we can beat one car, I'll take it. The one thing I've really yet to see in this championship is a red flag. We haven't seen that yet, and we haven't really seen an extended multiple safety car periods in a race yet. So it's pretty much been straightforward all the way through for these races. But I feel like here we could see the first safety car. If it's going to happen anywhere, it's going to be Montreal. So I'm just surprised that we haven't really seen it. It might have been at Jeddah if I didn't crash out, but we'll never know now. Actually, tell a lie, we had a safety car in Bahrain, and that kind of decided my strategy for me. Although I think it was a virtual, thinking about it. We didn't have a full safety car. No, we haven't seen I don't think we've seen a full safety car in this championship yet. So I'll need to go back through the archives to back that up, but I don't think we've seen it yet. I think we've seen drama in a sprint, just not in a feature. We're getting towards the end of this sprint, and I'm not really seeing any sign of... Oh, Lando Norris is out of the race. I was about to say, I'm not really seeing any sign of a safety car or a red flag here, so... But Norris is out. That means his race is going to be compromised hugely.
Yellow flag.
Where's Lando pulled off? He's just pulled off there, hasn't he? Yellow flag. Yep, there's Lando's car. I'd argue that should be a safety car.
Let's make the most of it.
Or at least a virtual. But no, they're happy to stay racing it and cover it under a double wave yellow. To anyone in the know with F1, of course, that means slow down and be prepared to stop.
So your ERS is running a bit low. Look into changing your ERS mode in the MFD for a more conservative burn rate, or you might want to try some lifting or gentle braking to recharge.
I can see that my overtake is low. Thank you for that. I don't need reminding every few corners. I know it's low. I also know our pace isn't really allowing us to catch up that quickly anymore. What are we doing at the moment? Low 12s. I am managing my tyres. But at the same time, I've got to keep going. So where are we? We're on lap 18 of 23. The sprint has gone by pretty quickly. It has had drama for us, unfortunately, where we had contact with Albon and Hulkenberg, and as a result we had a damaged wing which we pit in to fix. And now I'm just running around at the back, hoping for a miracle. But I don't think we're going to get a safety car now. I think we're way too far into the race. I think that in terms of that, we're still in the 1 minute 12, so we're lapping quite good. I'd love to know what the leading pace is. Oh, in the wall again, but not doing any damage. I think that's my sign to slow down. I am going to go for another fastest lap purely for pride. At the moment my pride is feeling a little bit dented.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good.
Yeah, tyre condition is the last of my concerns, mate. And we're now definitely too late for any kind of safety car intervention, so this is it now to the end, a straight run. But you know what, I'm going for another fastest lap because screw you, that's why. To get something for pride. We don't actually get any points for doing it, but
to adjust your ERS.
It'll make me feel better, a little bit better about everything that's gone wrong so far. So we have got a yellow first sector, so it's going to be a little difficult to set a fastest lap. Yeah, I know, exceeded track limits, gargle my balls. Another yellow sector. I mean, at least then I can say I have proof that I didn't gain the time in that sector. There was no illegal time gain here. And it wasn't even a fastest lap anyway. We're 3 laps from the end of the race now. With nothing saving our asses.
Okay, keep an eye on that gap.
Although
ahead,
one of my
please.
championship
4.7 seconds.
rivals did drop out, so at least Lando Norris didn't gain anything from this. But the bad news is Max Verstappen did. I mean, we've done well to bring the gap down to Magnussen, but we're not going to get past him, I don't think. That's a little too tall an order. I've got to turn over, take off! That was close. That was closer than I would have liked to going into the Wall of Champions. You know what? F1 trivia time. Who can tell me in the chat why it's called the Wall of Champions? Let me know. In the chat, who can tell me why it's called the Wall of Champions? I will reveal the answer at the end of the Grand Prix. I'm not going to confirm whether anyone in the chat is right. I just want to know if people know why the Wall of Champions is nicknamed the Wall of Champions.
Okay, you've just started the final lap of the race. Final lap. Gap to your teammate ahead, 6.6 seconds.
Final lap then, and it's all been a bit pointless really, hasn't it? But I'm hoping the main race can have a bit more action in it than this has.
3.1 seconds.
Once again, your trivia for the stream is, why is the Champions Wall nicknamed the Champions Wall? Or the Wall of Champions? And Oscar Piastri wins this sprint race. That's very interesting. That's unexpected. Well done, Oscar. Prevents Max doing it, and anything that prevents Max doing it, I'm all for. Is it because nearly all the champions crashed into the same wall? I will let you know at the end the inspiration for that.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Meanwhile, we finished P21. It's dismal, but don't forget we've got a full Grand Prix just ahead, so I'm not gonna sit here and feel, you know, sorry for myself about it. It is what it is. It's my mistake. I accept responsibility for that. Let's move on. Bloody hell, Tsunoda in 4th. Go on, lad. So Piastri wins the sprint, Verstappen is 2nd, Leclerc gets 3rd, some valuable points for him. Tsunoda ahead of Perez, oh the irony. Sainz in 6th, and then it's Russell and Alonso taking the final point in this sprint. How does that impact the championship then? Verstappen gains a few extra points on Norris and myself. Leclerc closing in a few points on me. But Piastri, the big gainer in that race, taking 8 points from the sprint and is now 69 points off the championship lead. Nice. So, disappointing end to the sprint. That's not how I would have wanted it to go. You never want to have a race go badly wrong, but it was just a sprint. It's time for the main event.
Welcome back to the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, where Stroll, Latifi and Villeneuve, both Jacques and Gilles, are the 4 Canadian point scorers in the past. Who's going to come out on top today at this favourite of the F1 calendar? It's the Canadian Grand Prix. With top speeds of around 210 miles per hour heading into the overtaking opportunity of turn 13, the 2.7 miles of the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve are some of the quickest on the Formula One calendar. There are 14 corners in total, with 60% of the lap taken at full throttle, and average speeds clock in at about 130 miles per hour. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Leclerc, Norris, Sainz, Russell, Tsunoda, Fernando Alonso, Hamilton, Stroll, Ricciardo, Albon, Zhou, Ocon, Kobayashi, Hülkenberg, Bottas, the owner driver, Gasly, Magnussen and Logan Sargent. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. So I'm sure there'll be plenty to talk about.
Back of the grid, not great I know, but let's just try and use the first lap to push your way up the order.
Right, so it's suggesting a 2 or a 3 stop strategy. I'm going to ignore that. I want to see how long the mediums can go before they're absolutely crap. So it's saying 38 laps. let's say if I can get to 30, let's say if we can go to 30, then we can take these 20 and then go soft at the end. I think medium, soft is the approach. 75 laps, I ain't going to need that much fuel. Let's go with 73, and then obviously if I need to do a bit of lift and coasting it during one of the phases of the race, that's fine. But we're going to go with a 2-stop, and we're going to go medium, soft. Here we go, 70 laps. And we are underway for the Canadian Grand Prix, and it's a decent start, and once again, my side of the grid just backing up a bit. I'm going to try and get down the inside. Hulkenberg once again trying to give me a bit of a squeeze. I'm trying to run around the outside. There's so many cars side by side here. I don't know what to do. I'm just going to hope. Oh, I broke late and I've gone sideways. Having to jam on the brakes. Somehow getting through that melee up into P15. Oh, I've been hit up the back. Who's that? That's my teammate, Kobayashi. What are you doing, Kamui? Oh, dear. That's not what you want at the start at all. And now he's trying to go around the outside. No way through there, sunshine. And we hold on to P15. That was a nerve-wracking first lap, as I didn't really want to hit anyone. Now I'm having to make sure I avoid Albon as I send it down the inside here. Albon leaving me enough space there. And that's fine, mate. You leave your link there. That's all good. Right. I don't know for work. Hopefully it does. Right. Alongside Albon, because he's coming back at me. I'm just going to brake later into the final chicane. And this time we've got ahead of Albon, unlike what happened at the sprint. Wow, that was dicey for the first lap, wasn't it? Let's settle in now. We've got a long race to go here. We got 70 laps. And the reason I've gone for a long first stint on the mediums is because I want to go with more flexibility in the strategy in case of the event of a safety car. If it happens, it's probably going to happen early. Stroll's gone very wide. And I've had to jam on the brakes to not hit him. And as a result, we've lost a place to Alex Albon. Cheers for that, Lance. Well, I got to go. I'm going to play F1 Challenge. Bye. Bye-bye, mate. Enjoy the game. And hopefully you don't have a maniac like Lance Stroll doing what he's doing. That's twice now this race has nearly ended because of maniacs in the game. We're now coming back at Alex Albon. We're going to go around the outside. Albon just, well, he just got out of the way, didn't he? He didn't even fight that one. Verstappen now has the fastest lap of the race. We're back on the back of Lance Stroll, who went wide earlier. Now Ricciardo's gone completely wide. Stroll's backing up. I'm now going to try and go around the outside of him. Why is everybody locking up? Does nobody here know how to brake? We're side by side with Stroll. Round the outside we go. That was a superb overtake. And Stroll is just going backwards in this race because he started on the hard tyres. And Stroll, I think, is just going to continue going backwards for a while. Oh my goodness me, this is mad. We're only on lap 3. Meanwhile, look at Zhou up in 11th. He's fancying a go in this one, isn't he? He's really fancying it. Meanwhile, we're sat here in P13 trying to avoid drivers that don't know what a braking spot is. You don't expect this kind of thing this early in a race. And Perez sets the fastest lap. Speaking of things you don't expect, that's the fastest lap from Perez. What is going on here?
Well done. Let's try and get past in the DRS zone.
Well, I'm trying to get past, but Zhou's going about 2 miles an hour now. Ricciardo's right with him. And Albon and Stroll are having a little scrap by themselves. And that's holding them up. So Stroll carrying on, dropping backwards in this Grand Prix. If Stroll ends up Oh, okay. Track limits. Yep. If Stroll ends up finishing in the points in this race, I will actually... I don't know. I will do something unpleasant for the amusement of the viewers. I haven't decided what that is yet. Things that will never... Hang on, I'm going to have to pause there. Things that will never happen before hell freezes over. Perez getting the fastest lap. Yeah. I mean, Joe's holding everything up here. Is Ricciardo going to have a go, or am I just going to have to try and take them both? How did I get the fastest lap here? We're down the inside of Ricciardo. Oh, well, I was off the circuit there anyway, so I can't get through. But how, in all of that, did we get fastest lap? I'm having a look at Daniel Ricciardo here. No, the move is not on. Oh, where are you going, Daniel? What are you doing? Bloody hell. I feel like the AI have just lost their minds in this one. But it's allowed Stroll to catch back up again. Unfortunately, my teammate's dropping back as well, because he also decided, in his infinite wisdom, that hard tyres were the way to go. Super. And now I'm stuck behind Daniel Ricciardo again. Joe's buggered off into the distance. I'm sorry, Daniel, but I'm having your 12th place, like it or not. Okay, maybe I'm not having his 12th place. Just back out of it, Daniel. Whoa! Moving under braking much. Damn, Daniel. I want a full steward's investigation into this. Because he was moving under braking there, and he didn't leave me much space going into the corner. And then when I was round his outside, he moved under braking. Stewards, investigate that, please. Here we go, we've got DRS on Ricciardo again, but it's not really doing anything for us. What has he got powering that car? Okay, this time we've got a better run. We're alongside Ricciardo once again. He's trying to put the squeeze on me. I'm going to brake later this time and get the move done. No, he's gone for the up and under. No, we're still alongside. Piss off, Ricciardo. Ah! What is he doing? Nope, we have to back out of that. I have never had so much difficulty overtaking an AI than I do with Daniel Ricciardo right now. And he's seriously holding me up. This is a nightmare. I'm trying not to hit him. I feel like when I eventually get this move done, it's going to be so satisfying. I've got to run. Ricciardo's going to the outside. Yeah! Suck that one, Danny Rick.
Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place.
Thank you. That was nice work. Right, now we've actually got some clear track. Lap 8. I was battling him a good few laps. That was such a tense scrap. I really thought at one point that was just going to end in full-scale contact. I'm amazed that it didn't. Right. Purple first sector now. And we've said purple first sector, which just indicates how much more pace we have had throughout this entire thing and how much I've been holding back. Our pace is looking excellent at this stage.
2.0 seconds.
2.0 seconds to the car ahead, and we've already pulled ahead of Ricciardo by a second and a half. I'll tell you what, Zhou is still having an impressive run of it, up in P11. He's just vibing there, isn't he? He's just totally chill. And we've set another fastest lap of the race of 1:14.1. The pace we've got at the moment is pretty strong. And I think Kobayashi just went wide. I want to have a look at that because I saw the black marker. There he is. Let's watch him. This is going to be Kobayashi having a moment. Yeah. It's just like he didn't acknowledge where the corner was. Kobayashi just forgetting there's a corner there. Right, we're on lap 9 out of 70. It's a long race. And honestly, when you see how long there is to go after how much we've gone through in this race, the heart does sink. Because it's like, great, we've got 60 more laps of this. But at the same time, I'm sure it's providing great entertainment for anybody watching. And Ricciardo and Albon are now scrapping. And they've got Lance Stroll in that little battle as well. All over the back of Zhou now, so this should be a relatively straightforward overtake. Down the inside, and Zhou just lets that one happen. Okay, we're up into P11 now, we're just outside the points. We've set another fastest lap on the last time round, so we're definitely doing something right here. There's the two leading cars. And then there's this long scrap here, so I'm not going to push too hard to get through that early on. Just going to run my race. Zhou is trying to stay with me. He had DRS that time round. Our fastest lap is a 1:14.0 at the moment. I think Ricciardo's battling with Albon. So this is the stage of the race now where it does settle down a bit because we've got a bit of clear track and I'm just moving myself forwards.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
It's all settling down a bit now. And we can start thinking about our strategy a little bit more. Like, am I doing the right thing strategy-wise? I think so. I think the best idea is to run long and allow myself a bit of flexibility with strategy. And at the moment the pace seems relatively good, so I'm confident enough to do that. Run a little bit longer each time. And then of course it gives us newer tyres when we have run long, so it gives us newer tyres, meaning the overtakes will be easier to make. And then when we get to the end, obviously we can run softs where everybody's running hards and use that to really pull time back. Ooh, that was close. I mean, the one thing I don't want to do is end my race at the champion's wall. Let's not have that happen, please. We're on lap 13 now, out of 70. Quite a long race in Canada when you think about it. And we're now starting to catch up to the big battle in front. But again, I'm not going to rush my way through it, but if opportunities come, then I'm not going to turn them down. And Joe's dropping back towards Ricciardo now, unfortunately. He was doing really well. So we've seen quite a few AI mistakes so far in this Grand Prix. I wonder if we'll see any more, like any big ones where someone's fully crashed it. That'll be interesting. Lap 14 now, and we've just arrived onto the back of Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso. I think Alonso's doing a bit too well for this to be realistic. And if you could just see the look I got given for saying that, I'm in the doghouse. Right, let's have a look at Hamilton. No, we're not going to get through there. But I'll tell you what we can do is set ourselves up for the straight and maybe attack him here. Drain the battery, plenty of overtake being used. Lewis defends, I don't think we're quite close enough here. What is Lewis doing though? I didn't think we could go for it, but then he slowed right down before the corner. So I don't know. Maybe I could have gone for that, but Lewis... not able to do it there. Right, okay.
Losing a small amount of time to the car behind. Let's keep pushing.
Yeah, I'm losing a small amount of time to the car behind because I had to nearly stop then. We're at lap 15, so I'm not even close to my pit window yet. Oh, sideways. And I'm already starting to feel the car not feeling quite so good on tyres. I wonder, is the wear higher than what I anticipated? Not really. But the rears are wearing faster, which means I'm getting a bit more resistance putting the throttle on because I'm getting a bit of rear wheel spin, which is making the car slide a little bit. And now we're having a look at Hamilton, but no, we're not going to get him there. But maybe into one, maybe into one. If we get alongside. Someone's had a lock up there. We're trying to go around the outside. Switch to the inside. And that's a cheeky little move to pull on the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton. Moving up into the top 10. Dropping Hamilton out of the points. That was a cheeky overtake, but I'm amazed that that worked. And now we can keep going towards Alonso and Russell. So it's not really a good day for Mercedes so far, is it? But there's a long way to go yet. We've still got over 50 laps. And I don't think it's going to go by particularly quickly. But it has settled down quite a lot from what we had at the beginning. But I am just starting to feel the rear tyres complaining at me.
Okay, you're in the top 10.
Every time I drop the throttle on, the rears are saying no. And I'm not quite getting the traction I once had, so it's going to be quite a challenging next few laps. Notwithstanding the fact that we are running longer in this stint. So guys, let's chat. What are your predictions for the upcoming F1 season? Let me know any bold predictions you may have. Let's get this chat alive again and let's get discussing as I now get after Fernando Alonso. Although he's got a bit of grunt down the straight. And here we go, we're going to have a look. No, we're going to go the other side. Nope, Alonso, the wily old fox, ready for whatever I might try and throw at him. I wonder if he's going to be ready for this one. Oh, we didn't get more momentum in the end. And Alonso keeping 9th with George Russell in 8th. That was a cheeky attempt there. Trying to find a way past Alonso, it's not proving easy. And everybody's backing up here again. Well, I tell you what, if we can keep up the momentum out of there, this is looking good. This is looking very good. Enter Fernando slipstream. We're not close enough though. It's all about the exit here. And we're close, but not close enough for me to really risk going full send. I probably should just grow a pair and take the dive, but I don't want to wipe myself out of the race. I've already had one front wing change this weekend. I don't want to have another one. We'd have a chance here, but I'm not sure. Especially with how the rears are giving me jip at the moment. Might have to rethink this
no
one.
Issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
No issues with tyre wear, are you sure? Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. We're setting one up for the hairpin. Down the inside. And Alonso just with no answer for that. Up into 9th. Fernando did not have a response to it. Oh, he does have a response. He's coming straight back at me. Alonso getting back past me. And now we're side by side. I'm going to end up going across.
Okay, we think the underbody's incurred some...
And Alonso getting that place back. I wasn't sure where he was, and I wasn't making the corner, and Hamilton's coming past me now, is he? No. Alonso retakes P9, and where I hit the curb, I've damaged the underbody slightly, so we are going to have some slight underbody damage to contend with for the rest of the way. But Alonso fighting that hard and retaining the position. I think I'd have been alright if I hadn't hit the grass. That's what nearly spun me. Thing is, Alonso will not have DRS this time, so let's make him nice and vulnerable. What's that thing Daniel Ricciardo said? I like him vulnerable. Here we go. Alonso will have no defence for this. He goes to the inside. I'm going to go to the outside, brake late and take the position. And Alonso drops to 10th and is now going to be under pressure from Lewis Hamilton. But we've got the place. We move up into 9th. Alonso dropping down to 10th. And my tyres protesting ever more at turn 1 there, so this isn't going to be an easy run for me. But it's an ambitious strategy that I always go for something a bit different. I don't want to go for the same thing that everybody else is going for, because I feel like that doesn't always work. So I've wanted to give myself flexibility. Shut up, I know the underbody's damaged. I want to give myself flexibility in the event of safety cars. So I don't have DRS down this straight. And that's why they're all pulling away from me a bit. This is quite a long scrap though. What position is it for? I think it's all for P3. They're all going to pit soon anyway, so this is around about the time that strategies will start to show. I think Alonso's struggling with his tyres now, because he's not really catching back up to this fight. He's dropping back, so I think Alonso cooked his tyres racing me. And there's Lando Norris, I think that's Lando anyway, in third, holding this up. Norris not quite having a strong Canadian Grand Prix campaign. That's the second warning we've got for track limits now, so we've got to be careful here. Next time is going to be a 3-second penalty as I get ready to stake my claim on George Russell. Is there a way through? Not really. Oh, Russell pits, and we very nearly outbrake ourselves doing it. So, okay. So some of the front runners now are starting to pit, and it is Lando Norris now just up the road.
With the RS modes in the MFD, or lift sometimes and ease onto the brake pedal for some manual recharge. Okay, gap to the car in front, 1.6 seconds.
So the strategy's all starting to reveal themselves now as we get into the pit stop phase of this Canadian Grand Prix. I'm going longer, don't forget. I'm going just quite a bit longer because I'm trying something different. But that's quite early for some of the drivers to pit. If that's a 2-stop, that's quite early. So I wonder if some of them are going for the 3. This is very interesting now. It's all starting to happen here. And this is where the strategies all start to play out. 2 cars in front of me pitting, so that was close. In fact, everybody in front of me pitting, including Verstappen, so that now puts me in the race lead. And obviously, if we get a safety car, this works for me.
Gap to your teammate behind, 15.7 seconds.
And Stroll on hards is up to third. I tell you what, Stroll might have had a stroke of genius here. Oh, he's in fourth. Verstappen's got past him. But Stroll might have had a stroke of genius here. If he holds on to that, which I don't think he will because his tyres are going to be knackered. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to do my own race and Piastri will be closing because I'm going long. And I'm glad that Stroll is where he is, because for now he can hold everything in P3 back, and maybe it can keep us in that particular fight, as it were. Perez struggling to get past Stroll, but I think he'll do him on the straight. Still hoping for that safety car. It's not going to be likely, but we'll see how this plays out. Piastri sets a 13.8.
Has just set the fastest lap of the race.
And we are lapping quicker than Stroll, so Stroll, if he's keeping things behind, that's good for us. It means some drivers he's holding up. Albon setting the fastest lap there. That's interesting. I tell you what, Stroll is the one strategy that at the moment I can't read. I can't tell where that one in particular is going. And Leclerc has got past Stroll as well. We've still got a few more laps before we pit. Oh no, we're going to 28. We're not going to 30, we're going to 28. That's okay. Piastri sets another fastest lap, which Max Verstappen then immediately beats. Kobayashi eventually pits.
Okay,
so I'd assume that Stroll has pitted with him. I do wonder what some of the other strategies are going to be. Albon, bloody hell. Albon is going for it. That's twice now he's secured the fastest lap. God, these tyres are offering me nothing in the way of rear grip anymore. That's braver than I should be round that corner. Up 28 to 43 apparently. I still want to try and go to 30. And then minimise the second run. Oh God, no, these tyres, oh, okay, okay, that was a warning. Just having no grip there. There is very little to no grip off the racing line here. And that has just given me a warning that I need to get off these tyres as quickly as possible. So I think we are going to go for 28. Hopefully our pace can be good enough to carry us closer to the leading pack again.
In this lap, push now.
Yep, I'm going to come in this lap. I've got no grip left. And Verstappen sets a 13.5. Max is flying towards Piastri now. My only hope is that Oscar has an answer for him, because Max is so fast. Oh, these rear tyres will not bite. There is no more bite in these rears. So it will be a pit stop at the end of this lap.
Box.
Yeah, I'm going to. Still, I've nearly taken these tyres half of this Grand Prix. That is insane when you think about it. Into the pits. We're going to get rid of these mediums and get on another set. Through go Piastri and Verstappen. Bloody hell, Max, that's so fast.
Okay, off we go, back into the race.
So where are we going to emerge here?
There, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy
I'm thinking
we'll
somewhere behind. Stroll still hasn't pitted. That is very interesting, but we come out. Are we ahead of George Russell? I can't tell. Yes, we are. So we're pretty much as you were. We haven't really lost all that much, to be fair. So, but now we have fresher tyres, and this should allow us to make some gains on the front cars.
This is our true position. They've pitted as well, so warm up your tyres and get down the road.
Is Lance going for a one-stop here, I wonder? And just running along with hards. That'll be interesting. Meanwhile, we've got Norris and Tsunoda ahead. So that the strategy has not worked out for Lando. And he's actually... Lando is having something of a nightmare here in this Grand Prix. And look at the rate Russell's coming at me here. Verstappen does a 13.2. But Norris has got Tsunoda all over him. This race just not happening for Lando. Oh, that is not the line.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
I'll tell you what, I thought these fresh tyres would give us a bit more of an advantage than this. We haven't really got that much of an advantage at all. He says as he sets a purple first sector. Either that or it's just the fact that they're not up to temperature and I'm struggling to get them there. But yeah, Lando Norris, he's a little bit no man's land in this one, isn't he? Like usually he's in the top, in or around the top three. But in this race, he is very much in, like I said, no man's land. He's in P6. He's got Yuki Tsunoda right behind him. I'm also catching, so Norris could potentially drop to 8th. It's just not been his race, has it? And there's a lot of points he could stand to lose if he doesn't really pick up position. So Norris maybe with the work to do here. We've set a 1:12.7, so that's a response to Verstappen's fastest lap. It's interesting how Lando's just not having a good race. As I get ready to have a look maybe at Tsunoda, I don't know which Ferrari is ahead of which. I think that Sainz up ahead. I'm just surprised at the lack of pace from Norris. I do wonder, is he carrying maybe a little gremlin? As I had to brake then, otherwise I would have got a track limits warning, which would have been a 3-second penalty. So I have to be careful as well. That 31 of 70. Still quite a way to go in this race yet. Is Tsunoda going to have a look at Norris? He looked like he was going for it then, but then he kind of backed out of it. And again, I'm playing dead with track limits, but you know what? I don't want to be stuck behind these for too long. I need to get ahead because this is holding me up. And Norris clearly carrying some kind of gremlin, and that is slowing him up. Around the outside of Tsunoda here and switching to the inside there. That was cheeky. And we managed to get the move done on Tsunoda. A little bit of a cheeky one, but that works nicely. And now we're on the back of the limping Lando Norris. So whatever's going on with him, I'm not sure, but it's definitely slowing him up. I mean, he might get that sorted later in the race and then show blistering pace. But even in the sprint, he didn't seem particularly quick up until his engine failure. So if he's about to experience another one, I'm not sure. But here we go. Round the outside of Norris, then up into P6. The two most critical overtakes that we needed to do, now done. And we can start bringing this gap down to those ahead of us. And Tsunoda still not able to get ahead of Lando Norris. But we have got clear of Lando ourselves. So next up is Carlos Sainz, the smooth operator. And we're setting another purple sector. So now we're starting to see the pace we've got in this car. And she's going along nicely. And we've pulled 2 seconds on Norris, so there's no doubt about it. He has got an issue, but also the fresh tyres really working out for us here as we get ready to set ourselves up an attack on Carlos Sainz, using all the battery. Are we going to be able to do it here into the chicane? I think so. Sainz goes defensive. Late braking. Sainz, well, he just didn't even try to fight that. It's like he knew the inevitability. Up another place, and it's a 1:12.3, so now we're flying. Now we're really starting to see the pace that we've got here, and it is super quick. Perez and Leclerc are up next. We're starting to slowly bring ourselves into contention for this Grand Prix. Piastri and Verstappen might just be a little bit nervous now. So far, no safety cars and no retirements. So despite some of the madness earlier in this race, everybody is still running. And we haven't seen a major drama yet, so yeah. Perez is getting ready to have a go at Charles Leclerc. He's not quite getting it done there. Lap 35, so we're just about halfway through this Grand Prix now. And I'm trying to find a way past Perez. Oh, contact! I was trying to do the move I did on Tsunoda, but Perez having none of it. I'm lucky I didn't damage the car. But there was a little bit of a love tap there. Diving down the inside. And is Perez still there? Yes, he is. Perez is still there. Using overtake. Perez still there. He's moving across. But I'm sticking to the inside here. Down the inside we go, and we force Perez a little bit deep there and gain the place up into P4. And he's at P5, then it's P4, and Charles Leclerc is next. Then it's Oscar Piastri, and I don't think Charles Leclerc is going to offer me that much in the way of resistance, because that Ferrari looks like it's wobbling a bit at the rear. Deary me, that it doesn't look like he's got. It looks like his tyres are already starting to give him a little bit of jip as we hit the gravel trap. Well, not the gravel, the grass. I'm just going to wait it out behind him here. No need to take a risk, because we can just have him on the straight. Leclerc as well, not with that momentum. And it looks like Norris has caught signs now. So Lando getting up to speed a little bit now, perhaps. As here we go on Charles Leclerc. This should be relatively straightforward. And it is. Leclerc. Ooh!
Good job.
Leclerc letting us go as we nearly whack into the champion's wall.
Okay, here's the gap that
Up
we're
into
straight
P3 we are. Right.
7.3
What
seconds.
can we do about Piastri and Verstappen up front now? This becomes our fight towards first. This is where the big push happens. We got 7 seconds to gain. Can we gain it? We've got half this Grand Prix to go. How many races did we do in Equal Car Championship for the 23 game? I can't remember. I think we did 13 in the end. So it's a longer season, this one. We brought the gap to Piastri down. It was 7 seconds we had to him. It's now 6.5. So we are starting to come after the leaders now. It's very much game on. We're dropping Leclerc and Perez. And we're now starting to make our way towards the front two. Game on.
Tyre condition still looking good.
Lap 38 of 70. And we've got half this race to go. Daniel Ricciardo is out. Is that going to prompt a safety car or anything? I'm not sure, but we've lost Daniel Ricciardo. So, any sign of a safety car? Not really at the moment. That would change things. The safety car really would change things, especially at this stage of the race. We got the yellow flag, so this is where Ricciardo's car is. And it's another half a second on Piastri, so we are gaining. We're not gaining particularly quick. However, Leclerc and Perez are being dropped by about a second a lap, so...
Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 5.4 seconds.
The one thing that will help us is if Piastri and Verstappen start battling. If they do, we'll catch them quite quickly. There they are. And they've actually lost quite a bit of time on this lap, so I wonder, did one of them have a moment? Or is the pace we're running that strong? Gap's come down by a second that lap alone, so if they've got anything else, they're going to need to show it, because I'm going to be with them in a matter of laps. That gap ever closing. So it's lap 40 out of 70. That lap again, about half a second.
You're pulling out a second a lap on the car behind. Really good stuff.
He's still gaining about half a second a lap, which is good going, but it's going to take us a while to get there. And don't forget, we are running longer in the strategy because we're taking on softs. Right, I'm taking a quick pause now to take a drink. Okay, back with you guys. Apologies for that. I was needing a drink. And of course, it's important to hydrate oneself. Apologies for the little comms at the moment. I'm just concentrating on bringing the gap down. There's still a little bit of a gap and it is coming down. I'm just trying to make sure I stay within the track limits and stay within myself. I don't intend to push too hard at this stage. There's still 28 laps to do this in. Okay, I'm going off mic for a couple of laps.
You're lapping around a second faster than the car ahead. Keep this up. gap to the car in front, 2.2 seconds. We're increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap.
So Piastri elects to pit. That is an early stop for Oscar Piastri there. But now I'm straight on the back of Verstappen and the gap is 1.8 seconds. Piastri going on to hard, so it is an early pit stop for him. Leclerc's dropping back. Leclerc dropping down. Did he pit? Or has he got some kind of problem? Hamilton up to 5th. Piastri's in the pits. So I wonder if a few cars maybe coming into pit at the end of that lap. .6 to Max. I tell you what, this is an early stop for hards. Oh, we're on the grass. Try not to slide into the wall. Okay, we just about got away with that one. And we're just about a second and a half behind the race leader. Piastri has pitted now and is on hards, so it's clear that he is intending to go to the end of the race. Verstappen, what does he do? No, he pits, so they're pitting earlier than I thought they would. Now this is where I'm conflicted. Do I do what they're doing, or do I wait and go on to softs? But I've got a bit of clear track now. And Piastri, I think, will have a nice little undercut on Verstappen, depending on how Verstappen's stop goes. And I felt the rear tyres there just giving me a little bit of jip. Our pace against Piastri will determine what I do. But at the moment, our pace against Piastri seems fine. And Verstappen has actually emerged out just in front. We're back in the lead here. I wonder, is it worth waiting a few laps for a safety car now? I mean, either way, we look set to slot in P3. Whatever we do, I just don't want to let the gap to Leclerc get under 20 seconds. Verstappen didn't really gain that much on me this time round, so I'm quite happy to carry on for a few laps and see how this goes. Oh, that was close. Alright, Logan, you know the deal. Get out the way. Or don't, you know, just be rude. Mate, I'm lapping you. Get out of the way. Sergeant, get out the bloody way. There we go. And I've actually stolen a bit of DRS for it as well, so cheers, Logan. Got a bit of DRS, and that'll help me gain a little bit on that little straight on Verstappen and Piastri. Well, we've gone a bit deep there, but that still helps. Everything helps here. And as we carry on this race, Sargent's right up my chuff. Please don't try it. Please don't try it. He's going to try it, isn't he? Nope. He's staying back. He's got fresh tyres. That's why he's so fast. I'm on these old medium tyres that I've been on for about 15, 16 laps now. Well, it's actually 20 laps. I pitted on lap 28, didn't I? So I'm still on these tyres. And Logan is trying to have a go up my inside. I mean, I'm kind of ruining his race here, because if he's quicker, he can't get after the Alpine in front, so I'm kind of ruining his race. But at the same time, I don't really feel anything towards that one way or another. I'm trying to do my race here. There's 22 laps left of it, and yeah. So again, Leclerc not really making any inroads here, so I think I am going to pop out in P3, and I'm going to have some catching to do. The question is, are the soft tyres I have spare new? Yes, they are. What's my fuel on? Plus 1.02 laps, so I don't really feel like lifting and coasting is going to be required at any stage before the end of this race. And in fact, Sargent's dropped back on us now, so I think we're fine for now. I'm going to try and go to 54, I think. Maybe 55. Hopefully we get a safety car. If we do, that really changes the game altogether. But at the moment, there is no sign of said safety car.
43.1 seconds.
And Kobayashi is 43 seconds behind. Whereabouts is he in this race? I'm curious. Teammate status. Or just ignore me.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 43.1 seconds. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. They're in 12th. Your last lap time, 1.8.
Okay, so he's in 12th. Not bad, not bad. Hopefully he can make his way towards the points. And we've got just about 20 odd laps left to run here. So we are entering the closing stages of this Canadian Grand Prix. And it has been a good one. It has been a good one. And again, the pace is looking pretty good for us. All we need to do is just make sure that we keep pushing. And Verstappen is pulling clear of Piastri now. So Oscar, I don't think, is going to have an answer for Max. And once again, it's a fight between myself and Verstappen for the victory here. And after the start to the season we had, I'm happy to be in the fight once again, because it didn't look like we'd be there. Brazil was a tough race. Then we had Spa, where we got onto the podium, but we couldn't advance any further. Then I think we won whatever the third race was. I've forgotten by now what it was. Then we had the crash in Jeddah. I can't remember all the races we've had. Well, I know that last time out we were in Bahrain and it was an absolutely devastatingly quick weekend. I think we had Singapore just before that where we got second. So we got 2 wins at the moment. This would be my 3rd of this championship if we can get it. But there's still 20 laps to go and I've still got 1 more pit stop to make. And every time the car slides in that final corner, I'm not going to lie, a small piece of poo comes out. So where are we now? We're 15 seconds clear of Matt. I tell you what, given that we're on old tyres, our pace is really quite strong. So I'm fairly confident that when we get onto softs, we're going to be able to cruise past them, I think. And obviously I think we're going to end up emerging in P3 behind Piastri. But I think the idea to run a little bit longer is a good one. And Kobayashi's in the pits again, so I don't know what's gone on with his strategy, but Kobayashi's strategy just not working for him. He was in 12th, and I thought, okay, maybe this is going to work for him. It just hasn't. It hasn't. So our teammate having another disaster class of a race. Oh, fucking hell. Okay, that scared me. Oh, the slide in the first part of that chicane, I thought we were gone. I thought that was it. Wall of Champions, race over. Oh, these tyres are starting to feel it now. They are starting to feel it. And I tell you what, Piastri's coming back at Verstappen, so I don't think that particular battle is all over. Piastri's really coming back at him now, so maybe we will see a three-way fight for the end here. I know Piastri's looked quick here, but now we're starting to see the guys behind taking time, so the gap is starting to come down now. But the pace we've been running has been consistent enough that we're not dropping massive amounts of time, but now that it is starting to come down. However, the one thing that Piastri and Verstappen could do in my favour is start battling, and I tell you what, Piastri is getting very close. He's getting very close. These two could battle here. Although Piastri lost out a couple of tenths somewhere, so I'm not sure what happened. But Oscar is on a mission now. Come on, Oscar. Come on, Oscar. And I don't just mean help me in the championship, I just mean... Well, I do mean help me in the championship. We're starting to lose time quite a bit now, so... we were holding quite a good pace. We were holding a decent rhythm. But now, every time we come out of a slow corner, these tyres are screaming at me like they were earlier in the race. And they're not going to go much further. So I think we are going to go with lap 55. Which is still a decent way to go towards our strategy. And it means we don't have that long on the softs. But we've done quite nicely here to do the pace that we've done. And it just means an all-out assault towards the end of this Grand Prix. See, that says 56, but I don't think we're making it to 56.
Okay, we're approaching the pit window.
And I don't think it's wise to try to, otherwise that's just more time we have to gain. So we're going to make the pit stop on lap 55. And the gap to Verstappen now 12.6 seconds. I think Piastri is a little bit stuck there. I think he's trying to get through, but he's not quite making it work. And again, I want to slot in ahead of the Ferraris. My early championship goal when we were struggling at the beginning of the season was to beat the Ferraris. And now I'm setting my sights on this championship.
Issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
What do you mean no issues with tyre wear? Have you felt the way they're sliding out of every corner? Go home, engineer. You are drunk. 16 laps to go. We're going to pit at the end of next lap. Verstappen now 11.8, so they're starting to take a second a lap out of us now, so this is the time to pit. And again, the car not responding out of the first part of that chicane, and I really thought we were heading straight for the wall, so no, it is now. We cannot stay out a lap longer on these tyres. But it does mean now that an all-out assault towards the end of this Grand Prix is coming, and I hope you guys are ready for it. The two front runners on the hard tyre versus us on soft tyres. I want to make it happen quick because the soft tyres tend to go off quite quickly, so we're going to have to go for it. But we can still make this win happen. I think we are still just about within the right distance to keep Leclerc behind us when we pit. Here we go then. Final straight before we pit. All looks good. We're going to have 15 laps to decide this Grand Prix. In we go. Right, on go the soft tyres. Through go Piastri and Verstappen. Is the front door open?
Strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Right, through they go. Sorry about that, I was just having a little word with the other half, just making sure so I could feel a draft. Right, here we go. 6 seconds to gain. Fresh, soft tyres on. Here we go to the end of this Grand Prix. It's a 15-lap attack. And we're going for it now. This is it. This is the end that you've been waiting for. And it is building to a grandstand finish here at Montreal. Whatever you are doing for the next 15 to 20 minutes, do not shut this live stream down. Do not go away. If you're watching this on a phone or a tablet, take the tablet with you and make yourself a cup of tea. Because this is it. This is it. Verstappen first, Piastri second. Piastri has dropped outside of the DRS, so he is no longer in DRS threat, but now we're catching the front runners, and this is it.
Okay, gap ahead, 3.6 seconds.
3.6 seconds to Piastri, and that gap is going to come down hard because he's been on hard tyres for the last 10 or so laps now, so they're going to be not at their best, but these soft tyres will be at theirs, and we're going to have 5, maybe 6 laps of a fresh tyre advantage where we can do this. So let's do this. Let's bring that gap down. We are charging at them and charging hard. But we're having to be inch perfect every single corner now as we head to the hairpin. I can see Piastri massive ahead of us now, and the hunt is on. As we now pull 10 seconds clear of Leclerc, so if we get another safety car, if we get a safety car at any point here, we're clear, and look at the way we can push now. The gap is just 2 seconds to Piastri. We've taken 2 seconds out of him in that one lap. We've set a 1:11.9. What is the Australian for I'm coming to get you there? Duh, it's I'm coming to get you. Or I'm coming to bloody get you, you drongo. Right, anyway, Piastri dead ahead now, and he is looking pretty vulnerable, right for the taking. I tell you what, is Piastri slowing down? He doesn't look very fast. He's lost quite a bit of time to Verstappen on this lap. And I think Piastri might be slow. I think he might be slow. So he should be easy to take. And he's not going to have anything in the way of resistance to offer us as we come to the straight now. There's nothing he can do. Piastri is going to be powerless here. And this is where we can attack. No DRS for Piastri. DRS for us. Piastri defends the inside, but we brake later. And oh no, I've had to go across the chicane, and we'll let Piastri back through. But that was a mistake. Oh, the over-eagerness there getting to me. And that's...
0.6 seconds.
Oh, that might have cost me the Grand Prix here. Norris, meanwhile, moving up to 5th. But that was an over-eager dive there on Oscar Piastri. And you know what? Frustration I feel for that. I just broke way too late. But again, Oscar does not seem particularly quick here. And I think he is going to be vulnerable as we get towards the straight once again. He just looks slow, doesn't he? I reckon he is nursing some kind of gremlin. Norris, though, has moved up to 5th. So Lando, who was not really on the pace at the beginning of this race, now showing some pace. And we're much closer to Piastri this time than we were last time. And surely this time round, the overtake is a done deal. We're going to look to the inside. Piastri covers. This time we're going to try and take the outside line. Piastri brakes. And this time we brake at the appropriate time. And this time it is P2 on Oscar Piastri. now. We set a fastest lap of 1:11.4, and now it's time to apply pressure to Max Verstappen, 2 seconds ahead. That mistake on Piastri not holding me back all that much, but now we're in the fight for the lead. But I want to do this quickly before these tyres start to drop off, because when they do, as we saw in Bahrain, they go hard, and we started having Verstappen hunting us down by the end of the race. So let's get after the Dutchman now. Let's go after this win. Piastri has dropped quite a bit back now, so I assume that Oscar is nursing something, or is just taking it easy now. I reckon maybe a white flag has been waved. But here we go, the two front drivers, well, two of the front three drivers in the championship about to go head to head. There is traffic ahead as well. How will this impact things? Oh, I nearly lose it there. Nearly into the Wall of Champions. I will answer the trivia question of why it's known as the Wall of Champions once this race concludes. But Verstappen is right there, 1.6 seconds ahead. I tell you what, he's hard to catch, but we are coming after him. But we've not got long to do it, so 1.3. Can we get to the DRS at the end of this lap? I'm not sure, but Max is going to have the advantage of DRS down this straight, because the lapped car, is he letting him through? Oh, I tell you what, the lapped car not being awfully kind to Verstappen. Sargent really not being kind to Verstappen, and he's just opened up a push for the lead now. We're alongside Sargent here, and because of Logan, I am now right with Max Verstappen. He has really dicked on Verstappen's race here, and we're right with him. Here we go. Down the straight, can we get close enough? I don't think the DRS is powerful enough to do it here. Verstappen has the lead for now, but as we fling out of the final corner onto the straight, here we go alongside Verstappen. We can't do it there. He's going to the inside. We're going to have to switch to the outside. Max covers that as well. Verstappen is not going to make this easy. This is an all-out fight for first here. And Piastri is only a few seconds back, so if this goes horribly wrong, he is the net gainer out of this. As I look for ways to pass Verstappen, I'm tempted to have a go here. I'm really tempted to have a go here. Can we do it? Can we do it? No. It was worth a little look though. But I tell you what, Verstappen is doing well to hold this.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking.
We have 8 laps to go, and these tyres, they won't hold their advantage forever. So if we're going to do it, we've got to go for it. And Verstappen is doing right now everything needed to hold on to this race lead. But here we go, we're close to this time. We're close to Verstappen, goes to cover. We're going to the outside, and Max just with no answer for us as we take the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix. And Verstappen in the end just has no answer for that as we move into the lead with 8 laps to go. Incredible scenes here. And now we just need to hold on and hope that we can do enough to secure it. And hope that these soft tyres hold on. What are the percentages? Okay. Oh, God, don't do that. Don't do that. Do not exceed track limits and then get a penalty. That's the last thing we can afford to be doing here. I'm just going to be obeying these track limits now more than anything, as we only have 8 laps to do it in, and a 3-second penalty. If these tyres start going off and Max gets all over me, that's race lost. So a 3-second penalty cannot happen here. But we've got a 1.5 seconds to Max now, so he's not in the DRS, no immediate threat. But we still have 7 laps to do in this race. And anything can happen in 7 laps. But at the moment, it's looking very good for a 3rd win of the season for us. And after a sprint race that went so badly wrong, it'll be nice to have a race that goes right. I'll tell you who this race did go dramatically wrong for, though, and that's Lando Norris, as we nearly lose the rears there. Hitting the curb, nearly losing the rears. That's put Max Verstappen back in DRS range. What happened there? The rears are just lighting up now, and we've still got 6 laps to go. This is not what we need. We don't need the rears to be lighting up now. And Max is in DRS. Verstappen's there. So what looked to be in the bag, now we've got Verstappen coming back at us. This is not going to be over until the checkered flag flies, and Max is coming back now down the straight. I'm going to have to try and hold him off, and we went across the chicane there. I really thought that was going to be a penalty notice. I'm pushing as hard as I can. Verstappen now 4 tenths behind, and he's ready to take advantage if I go wrong again. So the tyres are starting to wear now, and we've lost the advantage of the soft tyre, and they're starting to wear. The rears are starting to scream at me because they're not giving the grip that I want from them, and yeah, we're starting to struggle now. And this is advantage for Verstappen. This is exactly what he wants. We're going to have to defend here because he is having a go, but I'm just going to park it in the middle of the road. And look at this, Verstappen is within a tenth. I told you this would be a grandstand finish. Verstappen's going down the inside. I'm going to force him in tight. Surely he can't get it there, but he is going to have DRS down the straight. But I'm going to use overtakes, get back ahead. And here we go, Max Verstappen coming at me down the left. And Verstappen, we couldn't do anything about that. Max Verstappen back in the lead with just 5 laps to go here, but we've got the exit of turn 1. But Verstappen, look at that DRS. Look at the advantage it gives him. And Max is back in front with 5 laps to go. Now, my tyres don't have the grip for this. But somehow we got to find a way to stay with the Red Bull. Otherwise, it's game over. It's all or nothing now for me as far as I'm concerned. Verstappen right there. But the rears just won't give me the grip I need from them. I've not got the grip I need. But we are staying within DRS. I'm not giving up easily. And I'm just making sure I mind the track limits. And we're 2 tenths away from him now. So again, it's going to be an attack on the straight. I just hope I can get a decent exit here. The rears are trying to scream at me, but no such drama. We're within 3 tenths of Max. Here we go again. We're not losing this race now. Verstappen covers the inside. I'm going to move to the outside. Max, he brakes super early. And once again, we retake the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix. Can we hold on for just 4 more laps? What a battle this is. I told you guys to wait because it'd be worth it. And I think for entertainment's sake, this is worth it. Oh, okay, that's an alarm call there. Clipping that wall. It all started when we made a mistake into that left-right, which brought Verstappen within 4 tenths of us. And that's what allowed him to attack. That little mistake we made there, where the rears went and we nearly lost it, and Max is still only 6 tenths behind. It's not over yet. He's staying with me. This is going to be a tough end to the Canadian Grand Prix, which has just 3 laps left to run. I don't want to use overtake down this straight. I want to try and save it for the last couple of laps. Oh, we nearly lose it there and go into the Wall of Champions. Here comes Max Verstappen now down the inside, and Max retakes it once again. As I get my line wrong, and the rear tyres just screaming at me all the more. Oh my goodness me, can we hold this? And now the rears are... I'm losing the tyres more. I don't know if I can do this. But I'm going all out for this Canadian Grand Prix here. And I thought the rears were going to scream at me then, and they tried to, but luckily we held it. I nearly flew into the wall of champions then. And that's what allowed Verstappen back through. I had to jam on the brakes. But here we go once again into the chicane. And we've got the run on Max, surely. We've got the overtake at our disposal. We've got DRS. Here we go once again on Max Verstappen. He's going to cover the inside. He's going to brake a bit earlier, and that's going to allow us straight back through once again. And I need to get a second clear and stay there. 2 laps to go here at Canada. This is madness. You wanted a fight to the end, and you got it. I need to stop making these little mistakes, though, because they're costing me time. Oh, another one there if we catch a bit of grass. Verstappen's still within that second. He is not leaving me alone. He is not giving me a break. He is going all out for this. And my tyres are in a slightly questionable state. Out of the hairpin. Lap 69 out of 70. And we're on the penultimate go around here. Half a second, the gap is coming down, but I'm trying to save overtake. I don't want to use it all on the straight. I don't want to use any of it. I want to save it for this lap. It's the final lap, and Max Verstappen half a second behind. Oh, that is not the way out of the first corner. My rear tyres are protesting at me quite vigorously. I don't know what's going to happen over the course of this final lap. It is myself versus Verstappen with half a second separating us. The tyres sliding under braking there. That is how bad these rears are. That is the state of these rear tyres. They're in an awful state. Luckily we got just enough fuel to take us to the end here. And look how close Verstappen is. Look how close he is. He's going to go for it down the inside. Not going to let that happen. He's going to have to go the long way round, and we just hold on to the lead there. But now we've got to give everything we have on this straight. Everything we have now, all down to this final corner. Verstappen is coming at me. I'm going to cover the inside. Verstappen, where's he going to go? He tries to go to the outside, but he's not able to do it. He's now having to go on the straight, but he's not close enough. And we win here in Canada! Yes. Come on!
Ah, fantastic drive. That's just fantastic. Amazing. You deserved that race win. Well done, mate.
A truly magnificent drive and a great performance from the entire team to secure victory here in Canada.
It's one thing to put fast laps together, but to make these moves stick without losing too much time, that's real racecraft.
Here comes your top 3 making their way down to the podium for what can only be described as a fantastic day for Formula One.
What a finish that was! How much more exciting do you want your races here? Because that was the definition of a grandstand finish. All coming down to the last corner. Verstappen trying to attack, and look how close he was at the end. 0.2 of a second, but he wasn't able to do it. We took the win here. Verstappen takes second. It was an intense fight that literally went to the final corner. Piastri takes third, Leclerc gets fourth, Norris gets fifth. Not a great day for Lando, he's losing ground in the title there. Sainz takes sixth, Perez drops to seventh in the end after running as high as fourth. Russell is eighth, Tsunoda gets ninth, and Fernando Alonso steals the final point. I'm surprised Albon didn't end up in the points. Where did Stroll end up with whatever strategy he was running? He ran a one-stop like I suspected and ended up finishing in 18th. So, yeah, and a disaster of a day for our teammate Kobayashi. Sargent ended up lapped and Daniel Ricciardo was your retirement. So here are the standings moving forward. Max Verstappen continues to lead the championship and extends the gap to Lando Norris, but we move 1 point closer. After Verstappen took 7 from us in the sprint, we took 8 straight back. So through this whole race weekend, we gained a single point. Now that's good going, but we have to start improving in these sprints if we really want to take the fight to Max. Leclerc has dropped ground in 4th. Piastri has gained some ground somewhat after a good podium finish here. Sainz currently 6th. Then it's Perez, Russell, Hamilton and Alonso completing the top 10 in the standings. And over in the Constructors, Red Bull 3 points clear of McLaren. Then it's Ferrari, then it's us carrying the team in 4th, and then 5th is Mercedes, and VCarb are 6th, with Aston, Haas, Alpine and Williams rounding out the teams that have scored, and Kick Sauber still to score a point. Well, that's your lot from Canada, and what an intense Canadian Grand Prix that was. And if you thought that was exciting, we've got Silverstone next week.
It might not be race day yet, but you wouldn't know it from looking at the stands. The fans are out in force. It's practice time here at Silverstone.
So next week we will be doing the British Grand Prix sprint and feature race. Let's have a look at the weather forecast. Overcast for the sprint, but pretty sunny for the race. All in dry conditions. That could change though, because it's the British weather. Who knows what that's going to do. We'll have that race next Wednesday at 8 PM. Join me for that, but until next time, TTFN, ta-ta for now, take care, and enjoy the rest of your day. See you all very soon.